So after the first video we did, we got a couple people asking if we could do a video demonstrating the setup of the Wawona 8. Again, I'm not a professional reviewer. I love camping. That's about as far as it goes. But after I show the setup, I'll also show you guys some of the things we really liked about it and some of the things that we wish were different on it. That way you can make the best decision if it's the right tent for you. So the first thing you do is you extend these yellow poles, and what we're going to do is, and I'll show you in the video, you're going to put them right through the middle here, and then you're going to clip it into here, ultimately having it come down and clip into right here. We're going to do that with both yellow poles. They do feel strong, very sturdy, and then before we put them actually up, we're going to slide these gray ones right in here. And we'll put that up, and then after we get the yellow ones and the gray ones through their slides, we'll go ahead and put the yellow ones up first, then the gray ones. This is my fourth time now setting up this tent, and we'll see how quick I can do it this time. Now, as you can probably tell, this tent is probably not designed to be set up by one person, but if you're camping by yourself with a Wawona 8, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what kind of life of luxury you need, but you're probably finding the smaller tent. So assuming you do it with two people, much easier. I want to say that took me somewhere between 5 and 10 minutes, but you can see it was a little bit tough getting all those angles up, but just the fact that I could still do that with that much weight and tension tells you how strong these rods are on them. So I want to ask a couple people have asked questions to kind of understand like height of it inside. So take you inside real quick. I am 5'10", 5'9" probably, and a little sweaty because it's warm where we live and it's summer. So checking this out, like my head is touching about a step inside, but once you're pretty central, I mean, even at that point at 5'9", 5'10", pretty good height. I mean, it's literally just touching my head right now. But you can see it's pretty good height. But I mean, if you're probably plus 6 foot, I got a good few inches to the top, but that's not really how you measure it. Even along the sides coming over here, I'm about probably 3 feet away from the edge, and my head's pretty good there. I'm gonna now put on the Rainfly, which is one of our favorite things because it comes with the Vestibule on it as well. But it's also one of the things that we wish they would make better for it. So I'll let you decide that for yourself, and yeah, we'll go from here. So for this tent, setting up the Vestibule is actually probably the hardest part of it. Setting up the regular part of the tent is fairly easy, so if you don't need a Rainfly, no big deal. But the Vestibule is really the big selling point in my opinion. So it's a little bit of a tricky setup. So what you're gonna do is, first of all, the North Face portion, where it says North Face, is the front. So these dark markings, you'll see here, the dark grays, are all along the front. So when you unravel it, look for the part that says North Face, that goes on the front. And what you're gonna do is, I think this is the front one. So right here, the very back, this little clip, let go of it, Bubba. This little clip just slides right into this little loop. Try to do it with one hand here. Okay, and then you're gonna come over, and then the front has the same thing, right here. And now once they're all on, what you can actually do is you can tighten them up. All right, can you help me put this through here real quick?
Put it in?
Yep, put it right through there. There you go. It's almost there. It's a lot easier when you have two hands to do it. Here, hold this for me so they can see. Okay. There you go. Perfect. All right, and you're gonna walk around. You're gonna do all of them. Now, you probably could. I probably could have done this just one person, but my son's just inside watching TV or something or drawing, so I'll just grab him. But what we do is, after we lock this in right here, then put it through a little hole. Sorry about that. You can actually just Velcro it right into here as well. So right into here. You can just Velcro right into the middle of it to hold it in place. And then you don't need as much. In fact, I think there's another one, yeah, there is, right there, that you can put right through here. So you can actually just start on one and pull it over, and that'll usually work. All right, Nora, here, hold it for me so I can put this one in, just like that. Okay, so let's just show you, this is a good example. We didn't loosen this one before we left, so you loosen it up, makes it a lot easier. These front ones are the hard ones, huh? I don't remember them being harder. I must have made my wife do those ones. Just kidding, everybody. Just kidding. Yeah, so just tighten them just like that. And that helps it keep it real snug. All right, I'm gonna do a slow motion now of how we do the poles on it. And then I'll kind of walk you through the rest of the tent and let you know my final opinions. So we were never sure exactly how to set up this vestibule because I don't think the instructions were super clear in it. Maybe I'm just not a good instruction reader. But we came up with two ways, and it really depends on how much room you have in front of your tent to do the vestibule. The second place we were at, we were sharing with somebody else and we didn't have as much space. So what we did is we put this outside part because it has a hoop in it. So it looks like it could just sit right in here. Alternatively, you could put it up at the other one. In fact, now that I'm looking at this, I'm wondering if that's actually what we did, if we put it the closer one. So let's try that.
Pretty little.
Huh?
Pretty little hole.
It's a little hole, yeah.
A little hole.
So you can put it right here to keep it a little bit tighter.
Yeah.
All right, just like that. And that helps keep it a little bit warmer as well as what we found. Now come
Also,
on, keep going, keep going.
To keep no mosquitoes in it.
Yeah, we had a lot of mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Come over here,
Last.
Come over here. Now, what we did at the other site, though, was what we had more room. Because the really cool thing about this vestibule is it really allows you to space out. So now you stand there, I'm going to pull this out. So what we found is that an alternative way, if you have enough room for it, is to pull this vestibule all the way out, just like this. You can actually tighten this thing down like here, which is what I think it shows the instructions. So you're actually not connecting it under one of the bars. You're putting it all a bit further, and then what that allows you to do is that allows you to extend the vestibule all the way out here, and then even further, you can take this guy and strap it down like this. Now, when you do it like this, it's a ton of room inside. You could honestly probably have 4 to 6 people eating inside, and maybe even a table. So we're gonna finish getting this all ready. I might have a couple more assistants come out and help us out with it, and then we'll get you one last video. Okay, so now I have all my assistants here. I have handsome tent stake 1 and beautiful tent stake 2. Tent stakes do not talk. Now, we do love this vestibule. This is what it looks like when it's fully stretched out. It looks a little bit lower now, but you could actually raise it and lower it with these things right here because we're not a very tall family. Again, I'm a gentleman's 5'10". You can actually have it open up a little bit more. It's struggling for me right now. And then over here though, when this is actually tight, now I don't have real tent stakes in. If we had real tent stakes in, it gets really nice and tight in here. And it's really nice. This is our favorite part. We put like a little fake grass thing down here, which you might have saw, little chairs that we allow us to get in and out. And it was really, really smooth. It felt like a clean space that we can kind of get in and out of pretty nicely. Now the thing that we found that we don't like about this is if you don't have this space, there's not really much you can do. What we did is we put this string right here, which is why it's still here, and just put it straight into the ground, and we tied these guys back over here. That gave us just a little bit more room, but we're still talking about 4 feet in front of it. And this thing kind of sagged, which is why we had to put a string on it like this and pull it so it's nice and tight. I wish there was a way that we could move all of this back and just have a small overhang in the case where we don't have a lot of room in the front of us, but that just wasn't an option. Maybe there is and we just don't know how to do it. I want to show you two other things that we wish they would change about the Wawona 8 as well. So around the side here, essentially once the rain flies on, there's no really good window options except for to open this guy up right here and kind of let air come through here. Now, I think that's really still nice, but the problem is any level of rain, it's going right in your tent. Or even if there's a lot of dew and condensation, it's gonna roll right inside of it. So you really can't do that. Same thing in the back over here, which you can't see as well. But these parts unzip to create windows in the back, should you be in an environment. If we're camping in a drier place, it would have been fine. Or you could roll these up, and now you have a nice tent, space in the back. I wish what they would have done is create some type of ability to have an overhang where it sits out, where you have like, I don't know, some kind of a stake or a pole or something that sits in here to allow you to still see out while the rain comes down, or if you have condensation, because it's kind of an all-in, all-out tent. So those are the things that if we could design a tent, and we're obviously not tent designers, that's the one thing we've done. But having said that, I think at the end of the trip, we were discussing, should we try out another 8-person tent? But we've looked around. In fact, at the last campsite we're at, we saw 3 of the other ones that we're interested in, and this is just the best one we could find. We really like the Vestibule. We love the space inside. We love that we can stand up in it. If you're a tall 6-footer, like 6'3", 6'4", it's gonna be tight, but I'm guessing most tents are for you. The setup really doesn't take long. You can do it as one person, but with 2 people, you could probably do the whole thing in about 10 minutes. So that's it. That's the North Face Wawona 8. We really like it, and hopefully this video helps you.